Directed by Jason M. Spencer, marks the 36th consecutive year at Theatre Memphis. Charles Dickens' sentimental story about Ebenezer's reform feels particularly bittersweet this year because 85-year-old stage veteran Barry Fuller, who has portrayed Ebenezer Scrooge since the show debuted in 1978, has announced that this will be his final season. Welcome to Memphis Actors Talking About, Mr. Barry Fuller. How are you?
I'm fine.
How are you feeling, Mr. Fuller?
I'm feeling wonderful. Wonderful.
Thank you so much. On behalf of Black Butterfly Media, we would like to welcome you and thank you so much for taking the time out your busy schedule to join us today.
Well, it's my pleasure.
Are you feeling a little bit sentimental, Mr. Fuller?
Oh, yes, I am. It's not easy to give up a role that you've done over a period of 36 years. Mm-hmm. I originated the role in 1978. I played it for about 6 or 7 years. Then I directed a production of it. And then I came back for the 25th anniversary and then did other things and then came back with the new production, yes, which is a new set, new background, everything. So over 36 years, I have done it 13 times. And I am sentimental about it.
Yes.
It's a lovely role. It's an actor's dream to have an iconic character. Mm-hmm. It's like playing Lincoln or, you know, I mean, someone like that. Mm-hmm. And Scrooge is so much a part of the Christmas story.
Yes, it is. And, of the Christmas season.
And the Christmas season, yes. That's right.
What is it about the story that you love so much?
I like the fact that the old guy, as mean as he is when it all starts out, somewhere there's a spark down there that can be touched and moved and changed around so that he doesn't become the goody-goody, but at least he becomes a caring person.
Now, tell us about Theatre Memphis. I'm excited to be here. Since the show debuted in 1978, how's the theater changed? How did it change over those time periods, those 36 years?
Oh, it's changed quite a deal in its appeal and in its really broad appeal. And Theatre Memphis is reaching out to the total community. When I first came to Memphis in 1956, there was segregation. Yes, and now there is no segregation, and we have African Americans in our cast of A Christmas Carol that any audience, black, white, no matter what, can come see and enjoy.
And we all enjoy theater.
Well, of course, everybody enjoys theater, but theater is a particular thing because what you're seeing up there on the stage is being done for you at that time. Yes. And it's not the same performance every night, but it's being done for you.
Ain't that something?
And that is something.
That's in
It's exciting.
It is so exciting. Yeah. Yes, it is. It's so exciting to be a part of Memphis Theater.
It is. And we have, Memphis has, an absolute abundance of talent in the city.
It has so much talent in it.
And it has grown. As I said, when I first came to Memphis, I came here in 56. And I was with my African-American roommate from the University of Iowa. And we were asked politely to leave a restaurant. And I had never been through that. No. But, hey, that's part of history.
Yes, it is.
But now it's a whole different matter.
Yes.
But the thing that you can see, that you have a wonderful African-American theater in Adelou.
Yeah.
is a great thing.
See, this show started off one way, and it's been turned into another way.
Yes, that's right.
I am so passionate about Hattie Lou, and
Yes.
I'm so passionate about, and it just brings so much excitement to what we do.
I live in Midtown.
That's what it's
And
all
I
about.
pass the building that's coming up for the theatre many times.
Yes.
So it is very exciting.
So yay for Hattie.
Yeah.
Now,
back to Theatre Memphis.
yes.
Back to Theatre Memphis.
Okay, when is it that you first realized that you wanted to be an actor?
Oh, I was quite young. I used to take tap dancing lessons as a boy, 10-year-old.
Okay.
And I made my first professional appearance at a Christmas show. Here we go. At a Christmas show at the Prince Edward Theatre.
Okay, was that in the United States or was it in Australia?
It was in Australia, in Sydney, Australia.
Okay.
Prince Edward was a beautiful old theatre.
Wow.
And the old theatres of that day used to have musical entertainment in between the two movie features. And my movie feature was Cecil B. DeMille's Reap the Wild Wind, which was all about the sea. So I did a tap number with two other guys, three sailors, as we were at that time. So that was my first appearance, and I realized then that I enjoyed entertaining because people clapped at me.
Yes.
And that's what you realize.
Yeah.
What else can you do it for? It's not a great deal of money unless you really hit the big time.
Yeah, unless you hit.
But if you're not, when audiences applaud at you, you know that you have moved them, touched them, or they've enjoyed you, or they've laughed at you.
And it's good to touch people that way.
Well, of course.
Yes.
Of course.
Tell me, what was it like when you first started playing this character, Scrooge?
Oh, well, it was very interesting. Except for what I had in the script.
Now, this was in 1978.
1978, right? I had read the book, I knew the book quite well, and I had an idea about the character. And I must admit, in the beginning, I played him a lot for comedy.
Well, let me ask you, let's go back a little bit further.
Okay.
The Theatre Memphis had auditions.
Right.
Wasn't social media back then, so it was in the newspaper, or how did you hear about it?
I think just through the general theatre, because I was from here. My origin in Memphis is with Front Street Theatre.
That's right,
Which is down in the old King Cotton
So
Hotel.
it was just like word of mouth.
Word of mouth gets around, and so we auditioned, and I got the role. I auditioned with Sherwood Laurie, who was in charge of the theatre. And I auditioned, and I got the role, and that was it. And then I started exploring it, and as I said, I started playing him off as a comic character. A Scrooge that you could laugh at. And sort of over the years that has changed. I still think he's a character that you can laugh at because he's so stupid. But there are also the meanness of the man and the nastiness of the man was something that that has evolved into my characterization.
And then from there, would you ever imagine 36 years later, you're still playing the same character?
No, that was sort of luck. That was sort of luck.
You went through the 80s and the 90s, and here we are.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did go through the 80s and the 90s because a lot of people said they liked me.
Yes.
You know.
And I see why. You're a great person to like.
Yes, well, I'm easy to like, I hope. But they would say that. I like Barry Fuller as Scrooge. And so we have the theatre has made a point of this, the fact that I'm back and the bed's back. And apparently in other productions they stopped the spinning bed. That wasn't in it. Audiences didn't like that. They liked the Christmas Carol that they saw in 78, 79, even 80, and the years that I've done it.
And you know what? I really want to commend Theatre Memphis for doing it over and over again. So thank you, Theatre Memphis.
It's part of Memphis's Christmas attractions.
Memphis Christmas attractions and Memphis theater history. I mean, we can all expect to see this show done every year.
It's part of what you find in Memphis, like the zoo lights.
Yeah.
My cousins from Australia came over to see the gala, and they went to the zoo and saw zoo lights. And this is a tradition, and it's some of the wonderful things we've got in this city for people from overseas to see.
Wow.
Along with the Civil Rights Museum. And I mean, there are just so many things in the city to see and do at Christmas, that if you've got the time to do it, well, just do it.
Have you ever thought about doing a one-man show?
No. That'd be fun, though.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting.
Maybe you ought to consider that.
Yeah. Okay. We'll be right back. We're gonna take another break and we'll be right back.
All right.
If you've liked what you've seen here today, please consider being a sponsor. Send email to sponsor@blackbutterflymedia.net. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget, like us on Facebook.
So we are back, and I'm here with Mr. Barry Fuller, and I'm having a great time, and I got Mr. Palmer sitting over there. He's laughing at us, and we're all having a great time. We're here with Black Butterfly Media, and we're at the beautiful Theatre Memphis. I'm so excited. I feel so warm and Christmassy. We're going to talk about the Christmas Carol.
Okay,
Let's
good.
talk about the Christmas Carol. Let's talk about, first of all, we got some great photos from Mr. John Moore. You
Oh,
know
from
him.
John, yeah.
And he took some great photos of the show that we want to let Memphis know about this wonderful play and costumes. Let's talk about costumes. Who's doing your costumes for your show?
Costumes, originally these costumes were designed, you've got to realize that costumes for a theatre carol, for a Christmas carol,
Yes.
are not the original designs. They were designed originally 3 years ago.
Okay.
And costumes are made so that they can be reused.
Yes.
And they are well made because we have excellent seamstresses
But they're
back
so-
in the costume shop.
Yeah, they're so beautiful.
That's right.
Who's doing
they
the
were,
costumes?
they were originally designed by Mitch Moore, I believe.
Okay.
Yes, And so we're using his costumes again. I wear an old jacket. You see, I think that Scrooge, I mean, he's an old skinflint. He
Yeah.
doesn't spend money on clothes.
He don't.
And I have this wonderful old jacket that's probably 80 years old.
Yeah.
Well, the other night I put it on and bent my arm and it went
And that was
just
great.
lit up the whole
Scrooge.
thing. Perfect. I
Yeah.
thought, this is what the old guy should look like. Didn't spend money on clothes.
Okay,
no way.
let's talk about props. Okay, I've noticed some nice props during this show. Who's doing the props for this show?
Well, the props were done originally by Christopher McCullough,
Okay.
who designed this set. Now we have a new set designer, Jack Yates, who's wonderful. He did a brilliant set for Young Frankenstein.
Oh,
but
wow.
the original set that you're seeing tonight, or whenever you're coming, was done by Christopher McCullough.
Okay.
And he designed, and it's all photographs onto plastics,
Yeah.
so that the whole set moved. It's a very fluid set,
It's
as
beautiful.
opposed to the old set that we started with in '78,
Yeah.
which was a series of shops that were used for about 25 years and finally fell apart.
Oh.
But hey, that's the way it goes.
That's the way it goes.
theatre. Yeah. You go to the Metropolitan Opera,
Yeah.
you'll see the same thing.
Yeah.
Designed by so-and-so 20 years ago.
Okay, well, let's give a hand to the props department.
Yes, the props department,
Okay.
wonderful props.
Sound effects and special effects. Let's see the special effects. Let's talk about that. Who's doing the special effects for the show?
Okay, they are designed generally by the director, by Jason Spitzer.
Oh, okay.
And he will pick the music, and
Yeah.
the music is very carefully chosen.
Because the director has that vision.
That's right, and
Yeah.
it's Jason's vision that you see when you see this production.
Oh, okay. So this is all Jason's vision.
That's right.
Okay, Mr. Spitzer. Lights. Who's designing the lights for the show?
Designing the lights are designed by, and he has done them all by Jeremy. Jeremy,
Like everybody know who Jeremy is.
everybody knows who Jeremy
Fuller?
is, and 85 years old, doesn't remember last name.
I think
very
it's
well.
Alan Fisher. Is it Jeremy Alan Fisher? Is it? What's his last name?
I'm not sure.
Okay, Jeremy.
Jeremy, you're wonderful.
Yeah.
Actually, I gave Jeremy a hand
Yes.
to hang lights for Young Frankenstein.
Oh.
He's wonderful to work with. He's a great
Yes,
guy.
yes.
And I'm sorry, Jeremy, that your name
Yeah.
doesn't come
Oh,
up.
I'm sure Miss Sherry's gonna run across the screen. Okay, so then as well we have the pictures by John Moore. Thank you, Mr. Fuller, for your commitment to this role.
It's
Thank
an
you.
easy role to commit to.
Thank you for your commitment to this character. Now, what are we going to be seeing you in next?
As a matter of fact, I don't have anything planned for the present time. Oh, I'm available to act. I mean, I'm giving up the role of Scrooge, but
Yeah.
I'm not giving up acting.
Oh, right.
I'll be going back to Australia to visit family, probably in March or April, and that takes me out of the ability to rehearse
Yeah.
and perform in shows. I'll be down there about 6 weeks.
Oh, okay, but you'll be back for the
Oh, I'll be back. Yeah, I'll be back for the next
opening
season.
of Hattie Lou Theater, right?
That's right, yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
okay,
Uh-huh.
okay. All right, thank you.
Good.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Theatre
My
Memphis.
pleasure.
But we're not done. We'll be right back with the part 2 of this with Mr. Palmer. Thank you. Right back.